Commander Guarded.
Welcome to Taris. I hear you've done the Republic a good turn in the past, so I'm sorry not to have a warmer welcome for you.
What's happening now?
We're having some trouble. Nothing you couldn't have predicted, but there you are. Our bases here are far from self-sufficient. We're not farmers, and there's no existing infrastructure here to work with. We're at the mercy of our supply ships. And this month just went nose down in some of the worst territory on Taris.
Huh. I think I see where this is going.
Lost? Why haven't your men recovered the supplies?
Our men tried to reach the ship once, but they turned back after taking serious casualties. They said it's more than just rat ghouls, but couldn't make an ID. Still want to go, you'll need to talk to our quartermaster at the supply shed across the base. She's got the exact coordinates of the crash.
If I get paid, it's just a bonus. But I'm not gonna like. They were literally not gonna give that medicine to
Just going to
people.
make this all better,
Just
huh?
to. Oh dang. Okay.
You got a name? I'm Karen Weck, quartermaster.
She does not seem
Commander
happy.
Gardner just called to say you're retrieving our supplies, for which, by the way, I and the rest of the troops here humbly thank you. But I don't want Commander Fat Pants to think it means he gets away with this. Embezzled the Republic's money to build your office out of Alderaanian timber, but that's fine, because someone like you will waltz in to save the day.
Wait a second.
That's a serious accusation.
I said over and over that the ship needed repairs. The left stasis generator was loose, and the hyperdrive motivator was seeping fluid. But Guarded had already spent our allotted maintenance budget on himself.
Hmm.
You're completely sure now?
I'm telling the truth. Somehow he's juggling the numbers he sends to HQ. No commander needs a personal vehicle in an outpost this size. If you can take this holo camera out to the crash site, you could get the evidence I need to get him court-martialed.
What kind of evidence do you think I'll find?
Here, take the camera. If you take holopics of the engine, I can show that the documented lack of repairs is what caused the crash. The most important thing is the supplies, though. The crash site isn't far. When you get everything, bring it back here so I can distribute it.
See, it's interesting, right? Because obviously there's laws and stuff in the Republic. In the organization, it's like there's no necessarily like official cut that I have to give to the organization if I get this treasure. It's literally like give what you want and keep as much as you feel like you should. The organization trusts its members to make good calls, and they're powerful enough to stop those that don't. But every member's powerful in their own right. I don't know. There's just a lot more trust there, right? There's really no embezzling money. It's very much a like you can't. It's like, oh, one of our people out in the galaxy needs some money. Oh, let's read this. Shh, hold still. Big hungry beastie. Oh, missed it. These Bactoid X1 combat goggles show me everything. I never take them off. Have to keep my visual scanning for the beasties.
You never take those things off?
What about when you shower? Thought I lost them once. Bonded them to my skull with industrial adhesive. Now I'm always ready. I'm Ovoid, core dwelling engineer. Beryl sent a holo. Told me you... Oh, that was quick. Scavengers raided the equipment sites 3 times last week. Took some good gear with them. Didn't get my goggles, though. I don't think they could, since they're glued to your face.
Beryl said you had something for me to take back.
I used to, until the scavengers raided the camp. It's never easy, is it? Scavengers ran off with those planetary core samples you came to get for Beryl. She can't finish her contract without them. Need you to get them back.
Scavengers must have a camp. You know where it is?
They haven't had me over for dinner, so no. I don't have a real firm direction to their place. Way I hear it, scavengers are pretty well organized. Got themselves a regular fortress. Real death trap.
Beryl owes me a hefty bonus for this.
She's a generous lady. I'm sure you'll make out fine. You're looking for a cargo pod marked Taris core samples. Should be easy to pick out from everything else the scavenger stole. Speaking of which, I'll pay extra for snatching the rest of my stolen gear. Need to finish my work. Good luck out there. A lot of people say good luck. What happened to the whole may the force be with you thing? But back to my lore. Honestly, at this point, my middle name might as well be Lore. Nicholas Lore Khan. That sounds cool. That actually sounds kind of cool. It almost sounds like a two-part last name though. Nicholas Lorcan. If I'm ever in more of a medieval setting, I might go by Nicholas Lorcan. But yeah, the organization is just like, oh, you need some money? Here's a whole bunch of money. They just they give out what they feel you need. I mean, if you have a specific amount, then they'll just give you that amount. But oftentimes they'll give you extra if they have it anyway. You know, it's give and give and give. If everybody gives, then everybody has enough. It's real nice. The organization, it's like a family. It's like a family. But I get that, like, not an entire galaxy can be like that. Of course, there's rules, and you know. Also, if the organization is like, hey, you know how you just got a treasure and got like a whole bunch of money, and you gave some to us? Well, we need a little bit more funds for this. Can you give it? And then, they'll be like, yeah, because you help out your family, who's also helped out you. So embezzling isn't like really a problem because the money flows freely between members. We help each other out because we are united in our very important cause. Where's this gear I need? I think it's back this way. But I get that like that's a problem in the Republican stuff. Because like, yeah, if you have an allotted budget, and it's like if you go over that budget, then stuff that's actually important doesn't happen, then yeah, man, it's not good. Like, but you only really get money if like you only really get money if you're like an agent out in the galaxy when it comes to the organization and stuff. If you're like living in one of the temples and everything, then like when you get sent out for a mission, you get a little bit of money. And then if you need more, they give you more. Or if you like want more, if they can spare it. But if you're just living there, like it's literally like, hey, if you want this thing, like if there was something that's like a game console and you wanted it, you just put it on the I don't know, you probably just I am making this up as I go along, by the way, but we're gonna run with it. You just put it on like a list. It's like, hey, you know, put this on the next time we get supplies thing list, and then there are people in charge that will set the priorities for it. Somebody's like, I want a PlayStation 5. Somebody's like, I need new blankets. Blankets is probably higher up on the priority list, so like the blankets get bought first, and if there's leftover money, then the PlayStation 5 gets bought. And if there's not, it's like, oh, we'll get it next time, but we couldn't get it this time. And it's like, okay. So it's an unplanned like one. So that
I'm here for the planetary core samples. Hand them over.
the direct approach.
Planetary core samples. Right. You work for Beryl Thorne, don't you? That's what I used to do. The name's Tyradol. I was helping Beryl smuggle artifacts off Taris disguised as core samples. I thought we'd get rich. Turns out Beryl's a soft touch. Instead of selling what we smuggle on the Imperial market, Beryl gives relics to descendants of Taris survivors for a tiny finder's fee. Ridiculous.
Uh,
There's an Imperial market on Taris?
No. But high-ups in Imperial space pay big credits for Taris artifacts. They're status symbols. I let Beryl think rat ghouls killed me and went into business with the scavengers. They had a bright idea to increase profits. Why sell a relic to the Imperials once we can sell it a dozen times? These droids are making copies of the relics.
Get yourself killed crossing the Empire.
yep.
By the time my buyers figure things out, I'll be far, far away from Imperial space.
Doesn't matter.
Be smart about this. I'll give you a hefty payout and a cargo pod of counterfeit relics if you keep my operation quiet. You go home richer, Beryl gets some relics to give away, and I stay in business. What do you say?
I mean, like this is one of those things where like I. Well, I mean, first of all, you shouldn't be selling fake stuff. Like, let's be honest. It's one of those things where it's like I don't really care that much. Like, I'm just here for what I want. Like this.
I think she deserves better than to be
I
cheated
mean,
by
that's
you.
true though.
I guess we finished this the hard way. Droids, code black.
I mean, you shouldn't lie to people. That's true. So if they're not telling them that they're like fakes, then yeah, that's not okay. So we should probably not do that. But like, there's a difference between like this guy is doing something kind of shady and like he shouldn't be doing it compared to like I need to stop you. Like there's levels. But he attacked first, so you know. But that's the thing. Like you also don't want to stop her from just like helping people in need. Right? 'Cause I think he's the one selling to Imperials. That's one of the reasons why I'm like, I mean, I'm not that sure. Because like Imperials are still kind of like the bad guys. The organization doesn't necessarily believe that. There's heroes and villains on both sides. But, you know, when you've watched Star Wars all your life and you're always told that the Empire is the bad guys, it's kind of hard to shake that thinking sometimes. And then, like, all the other Star Wars media, they are the bad guys. Here, it's a lot more nebulous. It's just because war is. I mean, honestly, there are no right
It's not
sides
like
in
antibiotics.
war.
They come on the same ship as everything else.
You're supposed to keep better tabs on that sort of thing. These men have the Cillian flu. They could die if... Ah, our great hope has returned. Dare I ask if you've been able to recover our supplies?
Got what you wanted.
Just
Yep.
in the nick of time, too. The men came close to mutiny when I cut rations again. They knew this wasn't going to be a luxury cruise.
What do you expect? You ask your men to starve while you eat bantha steaks from off-world.
Whoa, okay, that's not cool.
These pictures prove you knew the ship was damaged, and you sent it anyway.
They're going to Republic Command, along with my documentation of every personal purchase you've made. These men left their families and risked their lives to come here. If they die, it should be for someone better than you.
Dang.
I didn't know the ship was so bad. I thought if it was serious, they'd catch it on Ord Mantell.
A good commander lives under the same conditions as his troops.
I never realized how quickly we go through our supplies. If I thought we couldn't last a month, I have some personal stores. I'll distribute them while you finish here as a gesture of good faith.
Oh,
I never
well.
thought I'd see anyone put the righteous fear into him like that. Good job. And thank you. Actually, if you're still interested in serving our
I mean, it
soldiers,
kind of seems like
then
he did the
maybe
right thing
something
in the
else.
end. Like,
Normally, our fourth outpost comes here to pick up its supplies, but their convoy never arrived this month. I'm afraid something happened. They need to be found.
want me to find out what?
It's dangerous territory out there.
The route between the outposts runs along Lake Brel. Not the best planning. There's Rakghouls there, and a Nexus spawning ground and worse. Usually the convoy's managed by only traveling when the sun is highest. Plus lots and lots of firepower. But if they're out there too long, well, we need to find them.
Then time is of the essence.
Every moment we delay risks their lives. I'll leave right now.
Whatever happened to the convoy, we need to make sure Morn Outpost gets their supplies. Sonic emitters along the route usually keep off the worst of the critters. But if they're on the fritz, that convoy would have walked into a feeding frenzy. Fix the emitters and see what you can find about the convoy. When you're done, report to Commander Yajek at Morn Outpost. And thank you.
People make mistakes, and everybody deserves a second chance. Anakin got one. These core samples too. That'll make her a happy lady. She'll go see her right away.
These aren't core samples, Ovold, and you know it.
Sure they are. That's the cargo pod I put them in. Don't tell me those scavengers dumped them out.
Cargo pod is full of Taris relics.
I wouldn't say that too loud if I was you. It's illegal to run contraband on Taris. My cargo pod had a core sample aside before the scavengers stole it. If the pod has something else in it now, it's got nothing to do with me.
good liar. I think it's the goggles.
That's what the guys at the sabacc table used to say before they stopped letting me play with them. I mean, that makes sense. Have a real nice day, Captain. I guess we're all just waiting, aren't we? Man, there is a lot of people on right now.
We just stopped to rest. Geozel found a scratch, and we don't know if it's the Rakul infection, so we're waiting. And for Dawn,
We're starting to
might come down
develop
with
a
the
cure.
geonosis swamp flu, but we're on our way, I swear. And you're looking at me very strangely.
But it's not genosis.
What are you expecting me to accuse you of?
Nothing.
Hmm.
I mean, look, I know we're late, so people naturally start thinking.
That you were dead?
Would they care? I'm sorry, I shouldn't even be. Are you even Republic? I don't recognize it.
He seems very stressed.
Oh, forget it. I was never a good liar. We aren't going back. Is that what you wanted to hear? We've deserted.
Oh,
I know army life stinks, but don't they kill you or something if you desert?
Prison on Coruscant, which is way better than being stuck here. At least your family can visit. 5 years we've been out here. No break. Most of our friends have died. We're wounded, tired, broken. Fighting something that can't think, can't be frightened. And if you get the slightest scratch, you become the enemy and your own squad puts you down like a dog.
whew. That's sad. I mean, here's the thing, though. If it's a cause that you believe in, you can't just abandon it. Like, Kaishana would never abandon the organization because it's a cause she believes in, and so do all the characters. Now, to be fair, they they didn't necessarily leave their other organizations like the Jedi or the Sith. They're kind of booted out for trying to protect the galaxy, that kind of thing. But they also realized the hypocrisy in both those institutions and stuff like that. But what choice would she make here? Right? She cares about people. So you want to say she'd say you deserve a rest, but also going back, it's your duty. Like members of the organization have been undercover for so long. But also, she doesn't necessarily believe in the Republic. But like, if you believe in it, then you should fight for it. You know, don't give up. And like, you don't want to be court-martialed. Hmm. Huh. What are you gonna do? Live out here the rest of your lives? Like, you can't go back home. It's probably better to go back.
You must return to your post. You knew the risks when you signed up.
I can't. I'd rather kill myself, I really would.
Every soldier knows they might have to die for the Republic. What makes you so special?
Sure.
You think we didn't agonize about that? If we were fighting the Sith, if our deaths would mean something, but there's nothing on Taris. But she's right, guys. Trying to defend the outpost down 5 men, the Rakghouls will get them all. It'll be our fault. I guess we have to go back, no matter what happens.
Yeah, it's interesting that that's the dark side choice. In places like in situations like that, like, is there really a right or wrong answer? But like, just thinking logically, like, I get it. I get the emotional aspect of it. But thinking logically, you can't expect to sustain yourselves here forever. You need to go back. It'll put you in a better position to eventually leave. If you stay and desert, you'll never leave here. Or they find you and you go to prison. And is that what you really want? Go back, finish your tour or whatever, and don't serve again. I mean, I don't know how the Republic Army works, but the Republic was supposed to be the quote unquote good guys, right? So if you really wanted to leave, wouldn't they let you? But then again, heroes and villains on both sides. I mean, the Republic and the Empire has people that are just as corrupt. I guess the Sith Empire is still expansionist at this time in conquering, which puts them in the worst moral position. but they're not necessarily categorized as completely evil. I mean, the society has its problems, right? There is racism against aliens and
State of
stuff, and that's
business.
not okay. But that's in
This is
the
a
Republic
Republic
too.
military outpost, sovereign territory of the Galactic Republic. We will defend ourselves with deadly force if necessary.
Dang.
You're not gonna make many friends with an attitude like that.
Sorry, wasn't sure if you were Republic.
I don't think that should
No
make a
unauthorized
difference.
travel this far into the wilds. Best policies usually blast first, chat later. Don't suppose you were sent by Commander Guarded with news about our supplies.
I found your convoy on my way here.
Did the Nexu get them? Wouldn't be the first time. They're alive, though? They better have a good excuse if they don't expect to get the lockup.
Yeah, let's just help him out.
This mess yourself. I'm done.
That sounds like there's more to the story than you're telling me. I'll get it out of them when we get back to the base. Whatever their excuse, I can't imagine it will be good.
I tried to help, but you know, they did desert, so they're, you know, there's going to be consequences to their actions unless their commander is nice and kind about it.